time it's a lot easier to do things without permits. And this is a big problem that we have. Anybody that tries to do something and going through the process of pulling permits takes them forever. I had a presentation from a company called Skip, which is the new thing that's going around in here. I don't know what they're called.
Scooters.
Scooters. Okay. This scooters, my understanding, we don't have any legislation to allow this as scooters. These people came to me and I told them they have to meet with the administration and maybe then RFP will have to come out. But as you go around, you're seeing kids in those scooters all over the place. All the kid needs is to put the credit card. They pay $1.29 for half an hour. They can get on a scooter, no regulation, and that could be very dangerous. I want to know who's going to be liable if an accident takes place or somebody gets killed. And you got them all over the place. Now, my understanding, they're illegal because they're not permit for this. I think we need to do something in this type of thing.
The first thing we need to do, besides maybe placing some additional regulations, is make sure that the police is going to enforce it.
So right now we've sent a cease and desist letter to one of these companies, and I think we're going to send them to all the other ones that we know about. We also have regulations that we're drafting to be able to address these issues, liability being one of them, and also a possible request for letters of interest and a possible franchise and those things. So that's where we are on this important issue.
As a matter of fact, Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon, there were some kids using our property here, using a city hall property on the marinas. They were on those scooters. Okay, they were riding them, and my question is, if there is an accident here, are we liable?
We're planning to sue the scooter company.
I'm trying, but meanwhile, they can sue us.
I'm sure someone would try and sue us.
That's right,
yes.
and I think it's very dangerous, and I witnessed some of them just going around here.
Right. And if I may, I met yesterday with the law department, and we've spoken with the police as well, and the administration. And from our understanding at this point, state law precludes or makes them illegal on both the street and the sidewalk based on the fact that they have a motor, and they can't be licensed or tagged as they have no seat, except unless a city passes an ordinance to regulate them. So I'd be glad to sponsor that item, and I'll tell you, all of the companies, at least 4 so far, have proffered their versions of what has been passed in other cities. So my office is working with the city attorney's office to compile best practices around the country, because others have gone through this before, and there are safety issues, there's rights issues, there's sidewalk blockage issues, and some of the good ideas, for example, are whether through a franchise agreement, it could be a revenue stream for the city. We can get a fee per rental. There could be a cap system, for example, that once they share the data of how many are being used, that they're only allowed to put out on the street a percentage more than the number that were used the day before. So it's not just littering around, it's of actual what people are using, if we believe this is a good use of our streets and sidewalks.
I think there, you see, and what concerns me a lot is about my district. I have a bunch of elders in my district, and writing this on a sidewalk would represent, hazard. It's a hazard. Some of the elders that they have walkers. And now that I'm talking about them, I want to ask the police, please be a little bit more strict on people that park on the sidewalk. They are blocking the sidewalk because those elders that they are using a walker or mothers that they have a stroller, they have to go into the street. But that is a concern that I have with those.
And each of the companies have different rules and regulations. Some don't let you ride it unless you're 18 or over, and you have to scan your driver's license before you go. Some are more responsible than others. So I think we can find best practices.
How do you keep them off the streets? Off the sidewalks?
How can you what?
How you do it is after we find best practice in usage, that we establish our own regulations for them. those that are not enforcing it, we gotta make sure the police enforce it. I'll tell you what I'm running into in 8th Street, Little Havana. It's not the scooters yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming. It's bicycles. You got people flying with bicycles, and, you know, they've actually hurt people. There was a tourist the other day that got hit by one. One of our owned vendors, an old guy that sells peanuts, and he's following the law, he's got his vending license. He got hit by one, and it's crazy. And, you know, these people that are riding those bikes on the sidewalks, they don't care. But there's no police walking beats to enforce it, or if they're in a car, to make sure they're gonna follow them and cite them.
Thank you. Well, what I would like to be careful is that we don't, I'm sorry, Commissioner Gore, you wait.
Let me tell you, I agree. If somebody can bring an idea and it can be a benefit of the city, I don't have any problem with it. The problem is they're laughing at us because they're operating illegally. You see them all over the place. I'm seeing kids in my neighborhood that are not more than 13 or 14 years old. Now, what happens when an accident takes place? We have not done anything to fix it. Who's liable? I mean, I want our law departments to let us know because you got them all over. I mean, all you have to go anywhere in the city of Miami, and you see them. So they're saying, "Hey, what the hell? What should I apply for an application when I can operate?"
Understood.
So something's got to be done. I mean, if you get stopped because you are DUI, they get you out of your car and you take it in.
Well,
Now we have people committing crime, and we can allow it to continue to do so.
how do we start? How do we start? Start to finding answers to all the questions we have. I mean, are we going to
The
start?
city attorney's office is doing the
City attorney,
research,
you
as,
are talking with
and
the-
Yeah,
I'm glad, and I'll bring
We
something
need to
very soon.
notify these companies that
That's
they
right.
should take those vehicles out of the city of Miami. If not, we should impound them.
That would be the first step. Well,
Well,
let's make
hopefully
it
we'll have
directive.
our ordinance here within this coming month.
That's right.
And that's the goal. That's the goal. But what we don't want to do is start citing our residents because they see them on the sidewalk and assume that they are legal. And so if we punish our residents, this is a very similar situation to the Uber situation where with them it was difficult to go after the companies because they were just a portal for the service. It was the end user or the driver who was taking the illegal action.
I'm not talking about give them a citation, but give them a warning and tell them you cannot. This is illegal.
Education.
You see,
Yeah.
we need to educate them because they don't know that it is illegal.
Yeah.
If it is, I mean, if they have a place that they can go and rent it, they assume that it is legal.
Correct.
It is
All right.
our fault, so we might as well educate them.
We will be taking it up. Do you have something you would like to say about it, or are you just here for answer questions?
If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. If
No,
not,
I think we're good. Thank you very much. Commissioner Gore, if I could pass the gavel to you, I'd like to make a motion on FR